How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the scandal, the scheme, the scam you see on the screen before you. And the headline here reads, Felicity Huffman and Loughlin are among 50 snared in elite college cheating scam, according to the authorities. Now, this case is pretty important, not necessarily because of who you see on the screen. On the right-hand side of the picture, you see Loughlin. That is the aunt from Full House. On the left-hand side of that picture, you see Felicity Huffman. She was in Desperate Housewives. So these are famous people. You got CEOs involved, but the case is pretty deep. You got the FBI involved. You got the IRS involved. They're talking about invoking the RICO statute on the situation. So it's pretty serious. I mean, you're talking about tax fraud. I mean, all kind of stuff is going on in this case. But let's get into the article to see exactly what's going on. And the article reads, actresses Felicity Huffman and Loughlin were among more than 4 dozen people charged in a nationwide college admissions cheating scandal that involved wealthy individuals paying up to $6.5 million to place their children into elite universities, according to court records revealed on Tuesday. So, I mean, you bribing colleges, bribing coaches, administrators, etc. I heard that they even bribed a test administrator. So they were submitting fake SAT and ACT scores to colleges to get their kids in there. It's pretty deep. The alleged scam, which involved students being placed into top colleges such as Yale, Georgetown, Stanford, USC, UCLA, and Texas, was run by a man in California, William Rick Singer, who helped parents get their children into the schools through bribes, court documents unsealed, and Boston showed. So it's pretty deep, pretty serious. Singer, who authorities said will plead guilty to racketeering, ran the charity Key Worldwide Foundation, which received $25 million in total to guarantee the admissions, U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling said during a Tuesday news conference. So you're talking about a $25 million operation just to get kids into college. Now, one thing that has not been said is that any of the kids knew about it. It's their parents doing it. So imagine you're a kid trying to get into one of these top colleges. You're sending out a bunch of admissions. You're going everywhere. You're trying to apply everywhere. You're doing visits. And you get a letter back from Yale says, hey, you're in. Congratulations. Pack your bags. Come on out to campus. You think as a kid, they accepted me. I had good test scores. I did well during school. The whole time, it was your mom or your dad or both that had paid $1 million to get you in there. So they're not being charged, but the parents, the administrators, the admission people, they're all are the ones that are part of the 44 that have been charged so far. But let's keep going. Most of the students did not know their admission to the school was due to a bribe. The children's parents would allegedly pay a specified amount of money, fully aware it will be used to gain college admission. The money would then go toward an SAT or ACT administrator or a college athletic coach who would fake a profile for their prospective student, regardless of their athletic ability, according to the charging document. So in other words, you would pay somebody to fake test scores that was in charge of actually administrating the test, or you would pay a coach or whoever's in charge of athletics to say that your child is in a particular sport and they're going to get into school that way. Meanwhile, they don't play any sports at all. They're not going to play that sport. And they definitely did not play any sports before going in. They're not in there on athletics. That's just a cover up to get them in there through the back door. But let's keep going. Quote, there can be no separate college admission system for the wealthy, and there will not be a separate criminal justice system either, Lelling said. We're not talking about donating a building so a school is more likely to take your son or daughter. We're talking about deception or fraud. That's what it is, really, is fraud, because if you say that your child is in athletics and the college says so as well, meanwhile, the child is not in athletics and the college knows it, now you got 2 people, at least, the parent and whoever is on the other side of the line, so to speak, in the college engaging in fraud. That right there, that's illegal. You can't do that. You're talking about schools that have federal money in them. I mean, it's a lot of problems here. And one thing to mention is that I think the guy that has the so-called consulting firm. That's what they're going to say. The parents, Lori Loughlin and stuff, they're going to say, well, we didn't know. We thought it was for a consulting firm to help my child get into school. I did not know it would be used in a legal way. That's going to be the defense from the lawyer. On a call with one parent, prosecutor said Singer described the business simply. What we do is help the wealthiest families in the U.S. get their kids into school. My families want a guarantee. Okay, so they're going to see that. The parents say it is, and the lawyers will also see it as consulting. That's what they're going to see. But we'll actually, like, if there's any kind of phone calls where the parents are like, yeah, I know what's going on, I know you're cheating, that kind of stuff, then it's going to be a problem. And you're talking about federal penitentiary, possibly. But let's keep going. Singer will help his client's children by having another individual take SAT or ACT tests on behalf of the students, officials said. Parents will allegedly pay up to $75,000 for each test and wire money to charitable accounts. So if that's going on, if they're paying money to have the test scores faked, to have another person take the test for their child, that's a big problem. Singer used the purported charitable donations from parents, at least in part, to bribe two SAT and ACT test administrators, court documents stated. So what would happen? Would the administrators be bribed to allow another person to come into the building and take the test? And he look the other way. Like, I know you're not X, Y, and Z person, but that's okay. I got paid. I'll let you be in here, take the test regardless. And that's going on. Big problem. Among the college coaches involved in the alleged scheme was Rudy Meredith, the former head women's soccer coach at Yale, and John Vandermoor, the selling coach at Stanford University. For one applicant, Meredith, who resigned from his position in November, created a fake athletic profile and said the person was a recruit for the Yale's women's soccer team, even though the applicant did not play competitive soccer. So you're just signing people up saying, okay, they play soccer, they're playing lacrosse, they're playing tennis. The whole time, that's just simply not the case. They're just trying to get them in through the back door because in that particular situation, the academics are not as important. But let's keep going. Singer gave Meredith $400,000 after the student was admitted into Yale, court documents stated. Georgetown tennis coach received bribe money between 2012 and 2018 from Singer that amounted to more than $2.7 million, according to the documents. In exchange for the bribes, the Georgetown coach designated approximately 12 applicants as recruits for the Georgetown tennis team, including some who did not play tennis competitively, thereby facilitating their admission to the university. Documents read, Huffman and her husband allegedly helped their daughter with college admission by making a purported charitable donation of $15,000 to participate in the college entrance exam cheating scheme. Huffman later made arrangements to pursue the scheme a second time for her younger daughter before deciding not to do so. The court documents also stated that Loughlin agreed to pay bribes totaling $500,000 in exchange for having their two daughters designated as recruits to the USC crew team, despite the fact that they did not participate in crew, thereby facilitating their admission into USC. So it's pretty deep. There's a lot going on there. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. You're talking about the federal authorities. They've invoked RICO. They called the operation, the FBI that is in Boston, Operation Varsity Blues. So I mean, it's not really a game. The parents, they're going to have to defend themselves. I thought it was just consulting. I did not know that it would be any kind of cheating. But the problem is if they're engaging in getting the fake SAT scores and stuff like that, and they're paying money directly for it, that's going to be a problem. I also heard that they try to write off some of the money on their taxes. That's why the IRS is involved. The guy that was the ringleader of the whole thing that they were paying money to told them to write the donations off as charitable on the IRS. So that's going to be a problem right there. I'm not really sure you're going to get out of it. Either way it goes, is all I got for this video. 44 people arrested, federal charges, RICO case has been invoked. What do you think is going to be the result? Will they be able to pay more money to some lawyers to get out of this jam? How about the coaches, the staff, and the people that administer these tests? How do you feel about college in general? As I close, I want to say this. I'm not going to say that college in general is a scam, but it's a lot of scam stuff that happens in college. This right here that happened, this is something that you can just point at and see somebody engaging in fraud. But college in general has a lot of scammy stuff going on. You know, I did go to college and I felt like once I was done that I was being used. They were trying to fleece me for my money. They were just, you know, one of the worst things that happened to college was affirmative action. They'll talk about that too. They're going to say, well, my kid couldn't get into school because of affirmative action. All the slots were taken up. But, you know, that doesn't mean anything. If your kid can't get into USC because of academics, then send them to a less intense school. Still a good school, but a less intense school, a less prestigious school. You know, you want the best money can buy, but are you giving your child the best opportunity? If you got to fake an SAT score and you got to fake admissions, once they get into the school, they won't be adequately suited for the particular school. It's the same thing with affirmative action. People getting into the school when they should not be. Go to where you would have the best success rate rather than just the best brand name school. Okay, that's pretty much the long and short of it. But do you think there will be any kind of jail time here? It's pretty serious. The FBI's involved, the IRS involved. They're talking about RICO. Somebody's going to jail. And I'm not sure about the actresses and the CEOs and whatnot, but we'll see in due time. So that's pretty much all I got. And whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.